Okay, welcome Golf Simulator Forum members. Got another interview for you today to learn about one of our page partners. If you don't know about the Page Partner Program, if you take a look at some of the featured posts, or if you just search Page Partner on the page, we've got a bunch of partnerships with a bunch of different golf simulator industry people. They give you guys benefits, discounts, some special deals. And we want to kind of introduce you to some of those guys and some of those opportunities. So today I have one of our page partners joining us for an interview. And I'm going to hack his back name really horribly, or his last name really horribly. We prepped it a few times, but I want to introduce Jonathan Astegard from Alba that's going to join us. He's the CPO over at Alba. Jonathan, go ahead and pop your video on for us.
Hello,
So, hey,
Greg.
welcome to the page.
Thank you.
So, usually with these interviews, we start with just a little kind of golf background stuff on you. So, um, are you a golfer?
Sure am. Been playing
Okay.
for 5 years, I'd say.
Okay. So, what's your handicap outside?
I've managed to get it down to 20.1.
Okay.
Trying to break 20 this year is going to be my
Okay.
goal, I
All
think.
right. That's not bad. 5 years. That's not bad. This game sucks, man.
It can be
So,
really hard.
how about an indoor? Do you play indoor much or no?
Oh yeah, we actually have a deal with our closest venue. We get to play for free, so we play a lot.
All right. So, do you have an indoor handicap then?
It's down to 9.
Nine. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like most everybody, you play a little better inside, right?
Oh
Those
yeah, yeah. Definitely better on track, man.
those gimmies are nice. So how long have you been with Alba?
Um, since the beginning, really. I'm part of the co-founder team, so we've been
Okay.
running for about 3 years now.
3 years. Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
then what drew you into the golf simulator industry?
Well, it's a whole founding story, right? But I guess the essence is like a rare chance to work on something you're good at, which is not the golf part, and your hobby, right? Which is the golf part. And the combination of these two brought me into the game.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we're going to learn a little bit about Alba here. So tell me a little bit about the history. Obviously, you said you've been doing it for about 3 years. So tell me a little bit about the history and how you guys got started.
Sure. I mean, it all started with a group who we played a lot of golf.
You know what, Jonathan? Sorry, I'm going to cut you off because one of the things we failed to do is actually tell anybody what Alba does. So start us there with what does Alba do, and then tell us the history. I guess we forgot, we skipped right over that part.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, Alba is a booking and revenue platform for indoor golf venues.
Okay.
So we help you manage your entire operation from bookings to automation, insight, and memberships.
Okay. All right. Great. So now let's talk about the history, how you guys got started. Tell me a little bit about the company itself.
Sure. I'll try to be brief. Basically, we were playing a lot of golf coming out of COVID. And I've been a digital product designer for the better part of a decade,
Okay.
and I was not impressed with the state of technology in golf as it like generally,
Okay.
both outdoor golf and indoor golf, especially in Norway, where I'm exposed to what we have over here. And one of my friends felt the same way, and he just came out of a previous like sports startup and wanted to do something new. And we looked at the golf scene, and we saw a real opportunity for indoor golf. And then we spoke to a couple of venues across Norway to understand what kind of situation they were in. And no big surprise. I mean, the user experience we were experienced as golfers, I'd say it was even worse for them on the back end.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
I was one of the pioneers of this thing. I opened in 2001 and I was pencil and paper for a long time while golf courses were all booking online. So, yes, definitely behind in the indoor world for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think also the indoor golf has been. it's been booming so much over the last couple of years,
Right.
and the venues that have existed for a long time have usually used booking systems that weren't built for indoor golf, right? Like
Yes.
repurposed dentist systems, repurposed like hairdresser salon kind of systems, which are just fundamentally not built to be efficient for indoor golf users. And this is what we learned when we talked to a bunch of operators here in Norway. So we decided to make a prototype, and from that we got really good traction with some venues here in Norway, and the word spread quickly that someone was actually trying to do something for the indoor golf space.
Right.
And in a couple of years now, we've gotten to a point where we have about 90% of the indoor golf market in Norway.
Norway. So now it's time to take over the world, right?
That's right.
There you go.
That's been our goal for the last year or so, I'd say. So we're already established in about 16 countries, and
Okay.
I think Toronto, for instance, is our second biggest city
Okay.
uh, that we operate in right now.
Okay. So obviously, I think one of the big things, and obviously I know the answer to this question already, but you mentioned you're in about 90% of the indoor facilities in Norway. So I can't imagine 90% of the indoor facilities in Norway are all on the same system. So from a standpoint of like golf simulators, what golf simulators can Alba support with this? And from a standpoint of like the kind of the 24/7 model, obviously anybody can, do an online booking, it doesn't matter. But from a standpoint of the 24/7 model, which obviously is kind of a big thing going these days.
Oh yeah, for sure. Scandinavia is it's dominated by TrackMan.
Okay.
And I would go so far as to say that 90% of our customers, maybe even more, have TrackMans.
Oh, do actually do have TrackMan.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's madness. But um, once we stepped out of the Norwegian borders, we came in contact with a lot of different vendors, and Alba was built from the start to be system agnostic. And we have
Okay.
this feature that we call SimLock. I don't know if we talked about that previously.
We have, but tell everybody here about it.
Yeah, exactly. SimLock is our proprietary technology that opens and closes the bay automatically based on if there's a booking or not. And this technology can be installed on any computer. So it doesn't matter what kind of simulator system you have set up, it'll run on it.
Okay. So ultimately what it does is it just kind of once their time is up, regardless of what's on the screen, my understanding is just blocks it out, correct?
Yes, and it's customizable to a certain extent as well. So the screen has some information, and you can also scan a QR code to extend your session if you so desire on the Simlock screen. And right now we're working on a feature where you can extend by increments. So you don't necessarily have to extend by a whole hour. If you're like
Right.
on the 17th hole, the typical case, you're on the 17th and you just need a quarter more to play. And then this is something we're looking at to solve
Okay.
with Simlock. And it's really great because a lot of venues feel like they have to do a lot of policing for the 24/7 venues when they don't
Right.
have a system like Simlock, but this completely handles the full automation of the venue for you.
Right. And then so basically give everybody a little example. So let's say we've got a tea time that was booked from 1 to 4 p.m., right? And they're finishing up, it locks them out, and then your next tea time's 4:15. So it's just going to automatically remove that and they're ready to go. Is that the process?
Sure. I mean, if there's no booking after the one that is currently active, then there's going to be a reminder that's popping up on the screen saying like you have 3 minutes left of your time, and you need to wrap up and clean up before the next group arrives. And then it's up to you to decide how much time you want to give the players to finish up. So that could be anything, people usually have about 10 minutes extra time
Right.
post their booking, so they can maybe finish the last hole. But if there's someone playing afterwards, then of course you have to follow the instructions and clean up and get out of there before the next group arrives.
Right. Okay. So obviously with the 24/7, which is big, is that pretty big over in Norway too? Because it's definitely popping here in the US at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Okay.
most of the venues that you'd call typically indoor golf venues that are in cities and rural areas are 24/7 unmanned venues.
Okay.
And then we see more of the golf clubs still on the old model with beverages and food and stuff like that. More of a club feeling.
Right. In kind of the bigger areas, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, obviously the door lock is a key component of this 24/7 model. So tell me a little bit about, the options there, partners, how, what kind of flexibility do people have when they're picking that?
Sure. I mean, access control is I mean, one of the most important parts of running a 24/7 venue.
Right.
Because if that doesn't work, you're going to have a big headache. And there's so many different vendors to choose from. And we see a lot of customers who've already integrated and paid a lot upfront for our access control system. So we've taken the strategy where we try to implement with as many access control systems as possible. So I think we're at this point we're integrating with about 10 different access control systems.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and our mantra is that if you have a different one that we don't have, we'll see if we can integrate with it, and usually we can. So we're
Okay.
pretty much access control agnostic.
To anybody. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, obviously, software, simulator agnostic, door lock agnostic, that's always good. Flexibility is great, especially if somebody's already got that stuff in-house. So that's one of the big things with this is, hey, you know what? I got to pick my booking software like when I open. If I've been open for 20 years, I'm really limited. If it can be like, hey, this is what I already have, we can add it in. That's really flexible. That's nice. So just so everyone can see, obviously, look, your guys' demos are much more involved than what we're going to do here. But if you want to go ahead and share your screen and just kind of give us a quick, 3, 5 minute kind of walkthrough of like how everything works, what it looks like, so everyone can kind of get a good feel for what they'd be looking at.
Sure. Let me try to get the screen sharing working here. Uh, I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna start by showing one of our customers. So this is can you see my screen, Greg, by
Yep,
the way?
yep, yep.
Yep.
Should be good.
Good. Yep. So this is a live view of one of our customers in Toronto called Pace of Play. And as you can see, they have 6 bays. And I guess one of the things that we usually convert customers on first is the booking experience for the golfers. And it's really easy to get started. You choose the date you want from the top, really simple menu. You can navigate between the dates. And in the booking overview, you choose what time you want to book. And Pace of Play, they have enabled 15-minute bookings. So
Okay.
you can be as granular because if you just want to go in for a quick round, you can do that. We also have a calendar mode for 60-minute bookings. I'll show you that one as well. But say we want to play 30 minutes at Pace of Play. All you need to do is hit book and then agree to the waiver and click pay now. And if you're not signed in, then you'll get the ability to sign in with either Google, Apple, or create a user with password and mail.
Okay.
So that should be real simple. And we see a lot of other systems try to convert people up front, but we really believe that the best conversion comes from converting them when they're in the purchasing moment and not before. So they can actually get to explore their booking before they commit to anything.
Right. Okay.
A different
So,
view is,
with regards to that, you mean like them creating an account and giving you information? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we see some out there that kind of force you to create an account before you can even start clicking and interacting with the booking.
Right.
And so we're taking the path where the user can actually select their book time before they're prompted to create an account. And we
Okay.
see most people sign up with Apple and Google, so it's really just an instant experience.
Right. And then the from the I'm the facility owner. Does this stuff track? Like, do I get a list of my customers? Can I contact them, or like after they book tea time, stuff like that? Like I'm talking more mailing list, different things like that, specials, et cetera, et cetera.
For sure. I mean, everyone who signs up becomes a customer at your venue. And we also do some smart filtering in the back end. So you can see what of your customers are the most active. You can filter to see what of your customers used to play a lot the previous 14 days, but haven't played
Yeah.
in a while. So you can start nudging them and giving them promotions to come back. So we have a great setup to try to dig into like customer data.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. And I wanted to show you another customer of ours as well, called Bay House, and they're located in England. And as you can see from this view, they're using a different calendar. They're using a book by the hour kind of calendar, which
Okay.
is even simpler than the one Pace Play uses. So here you can just select the times you want to play, hit book, pay, and you're good to go. One of the things that Bay House is really good at is hosting events. And Alba enables you to host events just as easily as you make bookings and everything else. So all the events are shown on the booking page. And if you want to join any of the events, you simply just hit sign up. And it can have a cost associated with it, or it could be a free event.
Okay.
That's
And
pretty
is
nice.
okay. And so for these events, that's booking a spot in the on a T sheet, or it's just or it's not.
It can be,
Okay.
or it cannot be. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
it's
they
up
could
to
have
you
a
if you want.
separate event that was just like a food and beverage event, party, watch party, obviously like these are, but they're not involved in the simulators. You can still set that up as a separate, totally separate thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can if you have like a league night, as many people do, you can even add a form to the event. So you can say like, oh, hey, you need to say if you want to have food and beverage when you show up. And you can say, hey, you got to put in your handicap before you meet so we can put you into the right groups, etc. So all
Okay.
that functionality is baked in.
Okay.
Another feature I want to highlight for you is we have lessons integrated into the system. And this is really great for two reasons. For one, it's easy for the customer to actually understand that you're offering lessons. Some coaches can be a bit hidden when it's just on the venue's webpage and it's not
Right.
visible on the booking page. But this is an example where Bay House has Tom, and you can book lessons with Tom directly on Bay House's page as well, just as easily as you can book any other resource at Bay House. And the great things is that uh, Tom's calendar is synced with the venue's calendar. So Tom's decided what bays should be reserved whenever a time's booked with him. So there's no extra work for Tom at all. Everything just goes automatically, and the venue calendars are staying up to date.
And then Tom can go in there and say, hey, you know what? I'm on vacation Monday through Wednesday this week and kind of just go in there and block it all out so they can't book.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
he can decide. You know, I don't want people to book a time with me like 1 hour before. It needs to be at least 3 hours or a day or whatever he would want it to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So it's not getting a
Yeah,
last minute. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Lots of quality of life things we can show people in a true demo if they ever wanted
Right.
to do
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, and of course we offer memberships. We have a very flexible membership module. I think it's one of our greatest selling points. As well as we offer people to sell value cards, gift cards, as well as make discount codes and stuff like that. A lot of things you can do to work on your revenue as a venue operator.
And then with regards to the memberships, that's gonna track them with like I can go in and say, hey, you know what? My members can only book once a week, or my members can book as much as they want, but they're paying, instead of $80 an hour, they're paying $20 an hour. So that flexibility is all baked in there too.
Yes, all of that is baked in. You have lots of flexibility when it comes to membership rules. We also have the concept of free hours. So you could say my member is going to get 2 free hours every week, and then the member rate's going to kick in after that.
Okay.
And the member rate's going to kick in differently for each bay at different times of the week. So you can be really really specific about it if you wanted to.
Right.
And you can
Okay.
see here from Bay House's calendar, they have different pricing as well, right? For me, it's going to be 50 quid if I want to play at 3 p.m., 60 if I want to play at 4, and then 40 again if I want to play at 9.
Right.
And you can be fully flexible with your pricing throughout the day, throughout base, as well as configure that for individual memberships as well.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, John, the one thing that I really love about this is that honestly, we had a brief discussion. I said, hey, these are a few of the questions we're gonna ask, but most of the stuff I'm asking you specific to the software wasn't on there. So I'm definitely setting you up to say no, but you haven't said no yet. So that to me is great because that tells me, hey, it's really flexible. And I guess, in my conversations with you guys, it definitely seems like hey, if it's not there and they want it, like we'll figure it out. So it seems like that's obviously a great thing to have with a partner with your business is somebody that, I mean, I did it for 17 years for a long time and, good partners are hard to find in this industry for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else in there that you want to show before we
I
cut
mean,
the demo?
I think this is a good taste for people.
Okay.
I've just been showing the front of house right now. But if people want to see a full demo, we would love to show you the full package and answer any questions you might have about Alba.
If you're in the US though, you just got to get up really early to do it.
Yeah, depending on where you are, yeah, for sure. Uh, but we work around the clock as well
Yeah,
to
I
make
was
things
gonna say,
happen.
I bet you guys have some late nights over there for sure.
Oh yeah. It's the
Um,
startup life,
yeah.
the startup life.
That's good though. Keep grinding. It's better be busy than not, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you can pull that shared screen down then if you want. So let's talk. So tell me a little bit about. It's your sales pitch time here. So what advantages do you see that Alba's got that other online booking companies don't right now?
Well, we have a really strong focus on uh, improving the venue's revenue. That's what we've chosen as our core pillar. So that's also why a lot of our products are very flexible, because we want to encourage people to experiment with what works, and we collect a lot of data that we try to synthesize as best we can in the back office to help people make better decisions. But we're also exploring, the frontiers of technology. We're just about to release integration with AI, so you can pull all the venues data into your ChatGPTs, your Claude, or whatever, and start asking, like prompting questions directly about your venue's performance right there and then, which we think is really exciting. So we're trying to push as hard as we can on like the revenue generation side of things.
Right.
That's inward facing. That's what we're trying to do. But what like operators are telling us, like uh, why did you want to do a sales call with us? They usually tell us because we were looking for a better customer experience first and foremost. And that is also what I think is our greatest strength. It's the customer facing side of Alba. It's really smooth. It's few clicks and it gets people through the booking experience effortlessly.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
second to that is the automation part, which we have already talked about that previously with the sim locks and the flexible integrations. What we didn't talk about is the whole customer experience flow, where reminders are sent uh, prior to the booking. Door access codes are sent via SMS prior to the booking. So we get people through your venue as smoothly as possible. And
Right.
then one thing that venue owners, if they do want to get a demo with us, we'll show them the back office because the back office has been built from the ground up for indoor golf specifically, and it's not retrofitted from any other kind of white label solution. So it's really like it's efficiently built for operating an indoor golf venue. I'd say that is like the three things that venue owners tell us that we excel at.
Okay. So what are we looking at? And if you know US price, because I mean, there's a lot of people all over on this page, certainly, but I think it's 60-ish percent, 60 to 70% US. So if you have this number in US, give it to me. But what are we looking at from a price point for these
Sure.
or for the
I mean,
service?
yeah, we want it to be as simple as possible. So we do a flat $29 per month per resource.
Okay. So per bay, it's $29 a month.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. And I'm trying to find, I should have been prepared on this, but I'm pulling it up right now. Obviously, you guys are a page partner. I want to say, I think we did, I'm looking it up. I think we did 2 months. Oh, of course. I didn't add it on there yet because we just added you guys. I believe it was 2 months free, I think, for the page partner. So any guys out there that are, considering opening an indoor center or looking for a new technology or anything, when you reach out to these guys for a demo, just make sure you let them know that you're a page partner because you're gonna get a couple months free out of it. So yeah, so that's not, I mean, 29 a month is definitely not bad. What if what are there any seasonal options? Because there are some guys that are seasonal. So if they're not using it, is it pretty much a 12-month deal?
No, not at all. Norway is one of, I mean, it's the most seasonal you can get.
Yeah.
Heavy winters, no golf at all, and then summer comes and it's all blooming, right? So we have adopted the pricing model to account for that. So if there's no activity on the sim, you don't pay.
Okay.
Yep.
That's nice. Wow. See, there's another question I didn't know the answer to, and it was another yes. I love it. So, all right. I mean, anything else that we missed on the software? Because I'm just gonna kind of go to a little more general, just what you're seeing across the industry. But anything you want to point out that we didn't talk about that you feel is important? I don't know why my video keeps growing. My hair seems like it's growing and cutting short. My camera's got a mind of its own. Um,
No, I mean, I think we're touched on the most important parts, for
okay.
sure. I mean, we focus on the customer experience, we focus on automation, especially for 24/7 automated venues, and we try to present your venue data in the most digestible way as possible to help you make better business decisions. That's our
Okay.
core.
Well, obviously, you guys are pretty tied into the commercial side of things. And I can tell you, again, I own three of these places and I opened back in 2001. And when people would ask me back in 2001, what do you do? I said, I own an indoor golf center. They'd be like, what the hell is that? Well,
Yeah.
post-COVID world, that's a different story. So, I mean, what do you think about like the future of the commercial? Do you see it continuing to grow? I mean, are you guys getting more and more calls? And I mean, where do you see the future of this going?
I mean, it's super exciting to be in the middle of something that's booming, right?
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for it. I mean, as someone in the industry and as a golfer myself, uh, and I think what excites me the most is that it's becoming more and more professional. So I don't know what kind of venue you've been operating, Greg, but a lot of the venues that have been around for a long time in Norway, they've been scratching, trying to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
Before this boom, and you can see that in how the venues are, where they are located, how they are presented, how they're designed. I mean, they've done a really good job of serving like the core golfer audience as a training facility during the winter. But what we're seeing now with the boom in the industry and with like more money coming in, venues in Oslo being like fully booked, hard to get a tea time in Oslo during the winter, is that the venues are able to invest more in their facilities,
Right.
which leads to a better customer experience, which leads to a better like just overall impression of the indoor golf as a sport. I think so. It's moving towards becoming like a more a commonplace thing, not like a weird thing that's in a warehouse somewhere outside this town. Right now, it's in the middle of the city, and that excites me a lot.
Yeah. Maybe it's just specific to the indoor golf industry because I've been doing this since 2001, but I always feel like in Europe, they're always like 10 steps ahead of us. And especially, like, look, the one thing I advise all my clients, indoor commercial clients, is look, you cannot do this cheap. If you do this cheap and you set it up just, crappy simulator with a rough screen and it's just like haphazardly thrown together, like you're not going to be a success. I mean, right now there's just too much competition, and that you used to be able to get away with it a little bit because you could, cut pennies and hey, it's seasonal. The sims weren't great anyway, so it doesn't have to be super nice because you're pretty much just busy when it's nasty out. But now, I mean, we've got a whole new, like you're a perfect example. Like you started playing because of COVID. Like so many golfers came to COVID. And it sounds like you kind of took it a little more serious, but I mean, there's so many players out there now that play at the top golfs, the smart ranges, at the indoor centers, but literally never step on the green grass golf course. And if
Yeah,
you're not drawing those people in at an indoor center, like you're totally missing out because those
yeah,
people are the ones that are going to come in there, food and beverage, but you've got to be nice. You've got to be nice. And that's what, I love that you said that, like, hey, especially over there, that was always the thing. Like, I'm really close with a lot of the foreign distributors of various sims just through the years getting to know people and doing a lot of online play and stuff like that. And man, it always seemed like every time that they're talking to customers, oh, it's this beautiful place. Like I'd see pictures and I'm like, holy cow, man. And so I definitely think that, anybody, my advice to anybody that would be getting into this is look, do it right. Like get the money set together, whether you find other people to do it. But man, you cannot throw this up. Like I see these guys constantly on Facebook, like I'm struggling, and then they'll throw a photo of their sim, and I'm just like, man, like I get it. I see why. So so what percentage are you seeing like now? Um, and maybe it's just all of them are a combo, but let's break this out. What percentage are you seeing that are just strictly unmanned 24/7 versus what percentage are like, hey, we've got, I think a lot of people are, even if they are manned, a lot of them do have some unmanned hours. So let's count those hybrid ones as to staff. So what do you think you're seeing on the breakdown of manned versus unmanned and new facilities opening up?
oh, yeah, in new facilities specifically. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, not well, I
yeah,
don't know. Since you guys have been doing it, just facilities that you guys work with, I guess, more.
yeah. No, I would guess it's about 60-70%
They're
are
unmanned.
yeah, I think so. I think it's around there. Don't hold me to that number like
Right.
but I think it's around there somewhere. And it's really also it varies a lot by location. For instance, in France, we've gotten some good traction in Paris. You don't have any unmanned at all. They're all
Right.
manned, and they're all like just like the ones we talked about, like the manned, really nice venues operations. But while in Norway there are lots of rural areas with like smaller venues that are 100% unmanned, and that's working great as well. So we see both.
And what would you say in those rural areas? How many bays are they typically putting in?
In Norway, I think we're seeing everything from 2 to 4 for
Two
the
to
rural
four in the
areas.
rural areas?
Yeah,
Well,
and then you have and then you have outside, like in the GTA area, they're usually like 6 to 10.
yeah,
So
that's
it's, you know,
what's the biggest one you guys do?
oh, the biggest one. I think it's close to 20
Okay.
for one here in outside Oslo. Yeah,
God, I'm trying to can't remember Lars's last name, and he's probably on the page. I hope he doesn't see this, but he's a full swing guy, and he owns a huge one in Switzerland. I can't remember how many they've got, but man, some of these places are getting really big. But again, I
yeah,
mean, look, a typical golf course on a weekend can do 200 to 300 rounds. I mean, you got to have a lot of simulators to do that on a weekend.
yeah.
So I mean, overall, like. I mean, you still think there's a lot of room for growth in this industry, like more and more centers? Like, I mean, or do you think we're getting to a point of, maybe we're starting to get a little saturation?
Yeah, well, I'm a little biased, right? Because I'm in this industry. So let's just be
Everybody in
honest
this
about
industry is biased.
that. Yeah.
That's no
Uh,
different.
yeah, yeah. Just starting off with that. And I think again, it really depends on the market. Some markets have huge room for growth. Other areas are maybe a bit more saturated, and we've been hearing that from customers as well. But then again, if you look at places like Korea, there's a indoor golf venue on every street corner.
Yeah,
It's become so boiling hot that it's basically in Norway we call it a people's sport, right?
right. Oh,
It's
yeah.
become totally normalized. So if you want to if you want to pull extreme comparisons, you can look to Korea for how densely popular indoor golf really can be if it gets the true traction that it has.
Yeah, the
And
funny
oh, yeah,
thing, the funny thing about that is way back in the day, I was my indoor center, and there was another guy in South Africa, was the first indoor center I basically worked with Full Swing Golf to kind of develop their online play. And so with that, they brought me to the PGA show and talked to, a bunch of the foreign distributors. And one of the things I said is I said, look, the bottom line is when indoor golf becomes a separate sport, that's when we've really reached like this. And honestly, three of the different foreign distributors grabbed me after that meeting and said, they are not going to like that you said that. And I said, I don't care. They're wrong. Because look, especially at that point, because look, this was 2003, and I'm not going to throw full swing golf under the bus, but man, anybody that played on one of those things, you can rotate the screen all the way to the right, hit to the left corner. I could hit a 90-degree hook, from 200 yards and hit it to like 10 feet. Like if you knew how to game the system, it just wasn't accurate. And that, the accuracy has kind of lessened that statement a little bit, but honestly, like it really has differentiated itself. Just look at the TGL, and that's got problems with that. But again, like it's starting to differentiate itself, and now you're starting to see. I think there's always going to be seasonality, but I think you're starting to see that seasonality kind of come down a little bit for sure.
yeah.
What
And
what
I
what's
want
the
to.
season in Norway? Like how many outdoor months do you guys get to play?
Oh, that's a good question. Uh, it follows the summer winter cycle. I guess we have 5 months of
Five
play
months.
outside,
Yeah.
something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
And if
So
someone like me came from Texas, it's probably a 2 month because I'm not going out there when it's under 50 degrees.
yeah, no, it can get very rough. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So, okay, Jonathan, well, that's kind of all the questions I have. If you've got anything else, that we missed on or anything, feel free to pop in. But really appreciate you coming out and talking about Alba and hopefully get to punch the clock and go home now, right? Because it's evening time over there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it's closing in on 4 o'clock, so we're still going strong. But thank yeah, but thank you so much, Greg, for hosting this. It's been a pleasure, and it's been fun to talking about Aldo with you.
Okay, great, Jonathan. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you.